Alright, BobalosRex here, and I'm currently on the PTR, and it's Sunday. So you know it's a lore rant. Honestly, I'm not sure what to title this, and you'll notice the title before even I've come up with it in this video because you'll see it. But I'm going to be talking about 10.2 spoiler stuff for After Farrak because I've watched it. I haven't killed him personally, so I am lacking the ability to explore a lot of areas actually on this PTR as well as in current. Which is very interesting how they lock it that far. That's kind of pushing me into the maybe y'all need to open up LFR, but this isn't about that. This is about lore. So 10.2 in the future. So we got 3 patches. Alright, we know what the next one's called. Seeds of Renewal. We kind of already get a feel for what that's about. You know, they've mentioned it's going to be the epilogue to Dragonflight, but then we're going to have 2 more patches. And I was trying to think about what haven't we concluded yet, what's going to be concluded in this patch, and where do we go from here? When do we see the connection between the War Within? Is it in 10.2.9? Is it a 10.3? Is it a what are we gonna call it? We'll have to see. So I was on the PTR, and the reason I'm here is because this is very interesting to me. I don't believe this was on live. I came here on live, did not see this book. But there's a book here. Alright, it's just a normal book. It's interactable, but I can't... It don't give me nothing. So... It's very interesting. And if you don't know where this is at, this is the tier area. Now, this Sunday, the Sunday I'm posting this, we know coming up on the weekly reset, we're going to get a tier questline continuation. So I came over here looking. As you can see, my evoker is pretty much behind, but I can skip ahead, and here we are. We know that there's a no limits quest now, and then we get the infinite and the bronze here to push that forward. So a lot's been done, and we know we're getting one more. Alright, and then this is also spoiler. So once you kill Farrak, you get a quest line that spawns the tree in to Azeroth, and the people up here change as well. Virnoth is added. But I didn't find anything new anywhere else. People have found stuff in Gilneas. And I'm not really going to talk about the Gilneas stuff in this video. This is more about what's left on the Dragon Isles. Alright? So, let's look. We got the tree now. This is... Oh, it literally pops up fully here. Interesting. But we have the tree out now. There is now what seems to be a full Night Elf city forming around it. We see a harbor. I can actually see the harbor. I can't fly there currently because I haven't killed Farrak. I get dream blasted out. But you can see a Night Elf harbor. We're going to fly over. We're going to look at that. And... like I said, there's no story content testing on the 10.2.5 PTR, but there's little stuff in the world. And for me, the thing I found was that book. So, I'm definitely starting to think... There's the tree. Tier, we're waking up this patch. Where will that continue? Because we've left certain things in a very interesting state. You know, we have that one... quest that said, will Alexstrasza betray me tier? Is he gonna come back? And here's spoilers for After Farrak. The aspects get a new power that isn't Titan based. They even, Nozdormu even says, this isn't Titan power. Alright? Which is very interesting. And, like, how much more power does he got? How much timey-wimey stuff, you know? Nozdormu is a wild card to me. And there's the Night Elf dock. So let's see if we can get in now. Nope, see, I gotta turn back. I'm dreaming. So, as you can see, there's gonna probably be some new content going on in 10.2.5 that involves Amir Dracel out here. Will we see new catch-up mechanics? Will we see Super Bloom 2.0 here? They haven't really mentioned that. A lot of the quests comes back to the library, which isn't testable, and I wonder how much we're going to learn about extra lore stuff through the archives event. But I definitely feel us getting some story content here that they're not telling us about. Maybe we'll see it in the coming weeks, but I don't think the harbor and everything was there for just killing Farrak. I feel like it's added in this patch. Because there is a whole Night Elf harbor and stuff, like a city's being made up. And Tyrande, in an epilogue with Ysera, may mention the name of the city, but I'm not 100%. So, will we see the return of Malfurion? Seeds of Renewal. Sounds like a time for Malfurion to be like, yeah, I was saying bye to people in the Shadowlands and now I'm here. Are we going to see him powered up? Because what's interesting is we see the aspects powered up with non-Titan magic, and I did talk in a previous video, Titan magic seems to fall apart when it comes to fighting elementals. So, Azeroth power may boost them even powerfuler. Make them more powerful than they were before, which is very interesting, especially with like a Nozdormu. You know, now Abyssian is getting some new power. You know, he immediately knows it's Azeroth talking. Or seeing Azeroth. You know, he may be more linked. He may be a better Earth Warder because he's linked to the actual planet. You know? So that's interesting. You know, Kelagos gets him back. Marithra now, fully buff. You know? There is one thing I want to talk about the cinematics because there's drama. I enjoyed them enough. There is cinematic. It's not a big fancy one where you're like killing stuff, setting up a huge stuff. It's a closure cinematic. And some people like it, some people don't. It is what it is. I enjoyed it. I got some info out of it. And I do think it's great that the aspects are powered up. This is reverse Cataclysm. Alright? Now, Ysera was interesting in her farewell. She definitely, especially when I did this tree quest over here in the Emerald Dream, she definitely seems to be more life and death instead of just life. You know, before she was all like, I want to save everybody, you know, like Alexstrasza. Now she's like, nah, let it die. Let the tree die. Spoiler, Gracious dies. Fucking rip a king. Anyways. So that's interesting. But we got aspects powered up. We're probably going to get an epilogue to that. Let's get back to point. So what do we have left in the Dragon Isles? Epilogue for the aspects. We're kind of already seeing it. But what more can we get? What is hiding? So, Seeds of Renewal, probably going to be Night Elf City stuff. We're not getting Heritage Armors, so that's going to be hopefully a 10.2.7. But where does 2.5 leave us? Or where does 2.0 base leave us? Odin's in an ice cube. Where will that go? You know? And then hopefully we get Tyr back, or will we see the Tyr questline continue? Because if you think about it, listen to this. I was thinking, right? How do we get... Okay, so what people know about the Isle of Dorn / Khazalgar. Titans. Okay? We're about to bring back a Titan that knows about it. You know, he warned us about it, but maybe we can calm him down. You know? But I think Tyr will be on our side eventually. And I think Tyr is going to lead us over to the island. Alright? Because that makes sense to me. The Titan Keepers know about the area. It's where the dwarves were. And as I can see now, I wasn't... Over here. Over here, right? So, the Titan Keepers know where Khazalgar is. I believe Tyr is going to be our vessel for heading over there. Even though he wasn't in this cinematic, it was all about Anduin and the sword and the stuff. I think the Titan Keeper, Tyr, through some way are going to lead us over to Khazalgar. So I can't wait to see how this questline progresses. But I definitely believe he's going to be the one that leads us over there. So he's going to be linked to ushering in us to the new expansion, I believe. And getting us probably paladins. That may be what that book's for. But what else on the Dragon Isles? I mean, there's the Odin Ice Cube, like I said. But what else is left? You know, we pretty much cleared up most stuff. Well, one thing I wanted to mention, and this is why I think we may be getting an allied race soon. I mentioned it in a couple other videos. But the Tuskar and Knoll quest lines, like the final boss of Brackenhide, she's still on the loose. Alright? One of the finale quest lines has all the people back. And Monarch, the Knoll you help, mentioned that she's still running amok. But he's doing life stuff, which is super cool. It's good to see that. But yeah, she's still running amok. The Tuskar are still doing their thing. And I would wonder if we see a Tuskar Knoll, you unlock the Tuskar by doing this thing to finish her off. Or maybe she'll come back in a later expansion. But I feel like we may get her ending here soon. And I can see it working with us and the Tuskar and us getting Tuskar. That's my theory. It's a wild theory, but I think that'd be cool. Because she is a menace. Alright, look at her. Alright, she's a menace. She needs to be stopped. She was busted, alright? Primalist. I really, I mentioned it before, 10.2.5, I said Shaman for everyone in a video. I said Shaman are coming next, So, I definitely think the Primalists are a good way for us to get Shaman. Some people go, I want to know where the Primalists came from. Honestly, I think the Primalists were just a long-forgotten sect that returned with a Grim Totem leader and reformed, essentially. And Druids of the Flame. If we're not getting Druid of the Flame customizations, I may see that in Seeds of Renewal. Because they are hiding a lot of story content. They're hiding the Worgen content. They would announce a Heritage Armor. But some of these other, like, story quest continuations, those, though, they may keep under wraps. But yeah, that's most of the stuff that's unresolved. I'll just reiterate. Tyr, which we may be getting resolved soon, but I definitely think he will bring us into the new expansion, and I feel like there will be a patch that's all about Tyr's return. How are you gonna have Tyr return as a side thing in a patch, right? I feel like there's gonna be more. Like, if they're not doing it in 10.2.5, they say this is Epilogue, Seeds of Renewal. Are we gonna see him back in 10.2.5? Or is it 10.2.7 gonna be the Tyr patch? Very interesting. The Odin Ice Cube, he ain't happy. He isn't happy. You really think he's gonna take that on the chin? He may be calling up the Warriors like, yo, I need y'all to suit up. I want to kill some dragon. And then the Warriors gotta be like, the dragons are kind of paying me more right now, bro. And then, yeah, the Null Tuskar. I really want Tuskar allied race. I'm going to keep pushing for that. I want to see how the Tuskar and the Nulls finish up, because we have the Null, the little baby Null hanging out over here. I want to see that continue, you know. The Centaur have pretty much closed theirs. You know, we have the Tauren camp. Will we see more Centaur and Tauren working together in the epilogue? That'd be cool. You know, we still remember that quest with Tyr's secret lab. Is that going to be brought up when Tyr comes back? You know? I would like to see some more continuation with the Drakthir. You know, we see them in a good spot right now. They're hanging out in the city. They're ingratiating themselves in the flights. So, maybe one of these patch. We're already getting the advanced soar. Maybe a 10.2.7 is the big Drakthir patch, right? And we get classes for Drakthir. Malfurion, we do need to see the continuation of Malfurion. I feel like he is actually going to be in this patch right here, 10.2.5. If not, maybe this coming week. Holy crap. He just may have taken a longer nap, and that's why it's taking him longer to get back. And then the Primalists and the Druids of the Flame. I feel like we are deserved a Druid of the Flame customization now, because we have all these defectors. This tree literally blesses the dragons instead of the dragons blessing the tree, which is cool. This tree is like turbocharged with Azeroth power and life and death. Oh, I got DC'd. Wonderful. And that's it. I kind of ranted enough, I feel, you know? I just wanted to talk about, like, some hanging threads, you know? What else? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what a 2.7 and a 2.9 look like, you know? I kept thinking a 2.5, 10.2.5 would give us the Virnoth. Oh my god, I lost all my talents. Would give us the Virnoth mount skin. So maybe that's a 2.7. Heritage Armors in 2.7, you know, you've probably seen my wish list. But yeah, where do we go? What do we do? What is this epilogue? And what are the loose threads that we still have yet to figure out, you know? I'm gonna, the time thing, I was a proponent of the time thing. Do I think it's likely? No. Do I want it? Yes. Alright. But hanging threads there's not really many hanging threads. The only hanging thread would be from Eternus being like, this is just for now. I'm teaming up with you just for now. And Norse Dormu being like, you know what? Maybe I will try things a little differently. Could that lead somewhere? Maybe. Is it? Probably not at this point, but like I said, we got 2 unnamed patches now. Alright, one is going to lead into the War Within. Again, I think Tyr's going to be involved. And then the middle one, which is really a wild card to me. Especially if 2.5 is the epilogue to the Dragonflight. You know? But, we'll have to see, man. Dragonflight's been moving super fast, so we'll probably be hearing about a 2.7 At the beginning of next year. You know? So, maybe I'll be right in some of my predictions. I'm not bringing a lot of predictions to this video, just a couple. You know, I'm just bringing up loose threads. You know, what we're seeing some revamp. Okay, so here is the here's something I forgot. We're reclaiming Gilneas, right? So we're reclaiming Gilneas. Night Elves got a new city now, under Amir Drasil. What about the gnomes? What about the Darkspear? What about the goblins? You know, are we gonna see the Draenei home finally revamped? You know, we still got Draenei heritage. We still got troll heritage to do. You know, the Echo Isles are reclaimed, but it's like, I want to see it popping off even more, man. This should be built up by a ton by now. Alright. But, that's it. I've rambled enough. It's a rant. That's what it's for. What do you think's coming next? You know? It's a mystery. But yeah, there it is. Overall, the ending 10.2 story for me has been alright. I knew we were going to save the tree. You know? Aspect's got Aspect plus power now. We don't even need the Mother Oath Stone. Or, that would be interesting. What if we find out that the Mother Stone did activate? Do we care about the Mother Oath Stone now? Do we not care? Do we just like, alright, we don't even need it? Do we still want to activate? Is Tyr going to come back and be like, yo, we need to activate this. Y'all get this crazy power now. I don't like it. Alexstrasza, you betrayed me. And she's going to be like, no, you betrayed us. And then we're going to talk about Tyr's secret laboratory. Where was it? It was underneath. It was down over here, I believe. But yeah, dude. I want this to be brought up. His secret laboratory. You know, what was he doing? Alright. Yeah, that's it. I've rambled on enough. Thank you for watching if you stuck around, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.